Hey everyone, I'm Enca and welcome back to my channel. So today's video it's about my cabin crew interview experience with AirAsia. So it was my first time interview experience and I'm still hesitant whether I should share my experience with you all or not. But anyways, I'm gonna go with it. So yes. AirAsia India is a low-cost carrier headquartered in Bangalore and it keeps its interview in different cities from time to time. And it so happened that AirAsia interview was to be held in my city, so I decided, and why not give it a try and see what happens, because I was really excited because it would be my first cabin crew interview experience. So I decided to just go for it. I came to know about this interview being held from Instagram page. So there's this page called Aviation Careers, which is a really good page for all the job seekers who are looking for interviews happening around the city. So it's a really good page, and that's where I came to know about the interview thing, and I went to the link and I just applied for it. So when we apply for the the interview, we have to just fill a form and they will give us a serial number, and that serial number we just need to keep it because it is important. Few day came and I woke up around 5 o'clock that morning. I got up, I dressed up, I put on some makeup and I reached to the venue. So the interview was supposed to be held in a hotel and the timings were from 9 a.m. Videos on YouTube about cabin crew experience, the interview process and all, and most of them suggested to go 1 hour early. So yeah, I just went an hour early and I was shocked to see so many people already there. I reached the venue at around 7:30 in the morning, and by the time I reached, like half of the seats were filled, and I was really shocked to see that. Anyways, I was glad I went there early. I sat in the first seat because our first seat was empty. It was just empty, so I just went and sat there, and then we waited for around 1.5 hours more. So at around 9 o'clock the interview person came. He was a very fun person, so he just came and said us hello, how are we all doing, and all this kind of things, and he asked us if we were nervous or all this kind of thing. So it was not a very formal interview. He just told us to be, be confident, be who you are, and just the process started. The interviewer asked us if every one of us had a serial number or not, and there were a lot of people who had just come for the interview without having a serial number. So the person told us to get it registered then and there itself, to fill up the form and get a serial number, without which we cannot proceed to the further rounds. So AirAsia people are really strict with this process. So before you go for next interview, we should get a serial number. So that 9:15 our first round of interviews started, and it was, since AirAsia takes both male and female crews, and in that interview I could see a majority of male who had come for the interview rather than female. So the height requirements were, for male it was 173 centimeter and for female it was 155 centimeter, and they were quite strict with the height. I could see a lot of people being rejected just for 1 centimeter, which was kind of heartbreaking. But anyway, so it was the interview process, and my I went in the first round and I cleared because my height is more than 155 centimeter. So I cleared the first round, and after clearing the first round, we all of us went for the second round. And also in the first round, almost 40% of the people were rejected because of the height issue. So AirAsia people are really particular with height. And also what happens is that most of the times I used to think that weight check is also important or not, like will people be out for weight check or not. And what I saw that day was AirAsia people don't see the weight in the first round itself. So first round is only about height, and they'll check only your height and no BMI, no weight, nothing like that. So that was the full first round. Now the second round was the documentation process round. Now in this process we had to bring our some of our documents like passport, Aadhaar card, PAN card, and voter ID cards if you have. So those were the things which were necessary. And also, like if we hadn't applied for those things, we just had to show a proof of receipt that okay, I have applied it, ma'am, so it will come like in the next month or it will come very soon, but I have applied it. We just had to show that small receipt to the person. So we all stood in a queue, and the people, like, they checked our documents, and after they checked, they put a stamp on it, and then the second round was also cleared. Also, there were still some of the people whose documents were not done properly because they hadn't brought the originals, and neither the photocopy of this document, so they had to wait for some time. We then went for our third round, which was the catwalk round. We went to the third floor, and we went like batch by batch of 20 people each. So there were 6 or 7 interviewers like sitting there, and each one of us had to come, like 6 people had to come and walk in front of them. And so in that round, they checked the way we walk, the way we carry ourselves, if we are comfortable in walking in heels. And I completely forgot to tell you, for the third round, the girls were also told to remove any stockings, like black stockings or nude stockings if we were wearing one, just so they could see whether the scars on our legs were visible or not, like from the knee length it was visible or not. So they just wanted to check that. So we went there, I gave my I did my walk, and I showed them the scar. And since I have a small scar in here, okay, it's not that small, so I got this scar from plastic burn when I was 10 years old, and since then it's still there. And when I showed this to the interviewer, then she just looked at it. She was a female interviewer. She just looked at it, and all she said was like, oh, what a big scar you have. And that was her expression. And believe me, the minute she told me this, my heart broke. I was like, okay, Priyanka, you're done, done. Nothing's gonna happen. You can just go home. So anyways, I went back, and we were then seated in the next room, because the person told us that they will call us our names. So we were just sitting there, I mean, not the names but the number which we were given in the second round. So we were just sitting there, and I did talk with some girls around me. And what I came to know that in the third round, like in the catwalk round, the interviewer asked them about their weight. So that was a new thing for me, because the in my interview she didn't ask me about my weight, but to those girls she asked about her weight. And also asked some girls to lose the waist portion, and she just told them that losing the waist portion would be a good thing for them. So that was the lines which the interviewer used for the girls. And we just chatted for a bit, and while we were waiting there, after almost waiting for like an hour, I can tell, yes, because there were a lot of people. A person came and he called out all the serial number, and he started calling one by one. So what he did was he actually called 2 sets of people, like first 10 or 11 and the next 10 or 11. Then the first set of people, he just took them from the front gate, and the next set of people he took them from the back gate. So we couldn't understand what was happening then, and we were all just sitting and talking, and also if you're going for interview, I would highly suggest you to take a jacket with you, because it was super cold. The AC, I don't know what were they thinking, but the temperature was so cold, I cannot tell you. I was literally freezing there. That's when I realized how important it was to carry a jacket in case the weather goes bad or something. Waiting for a while, our numbers were finally called out, and that person took us to the back door. And like, we were a group of people, and he just told us in a very polite manner that you guys are not selected, but please don't lose hope, you can still try again next time, and all of those things. And what I genuinely felt, that was kind of sweet gesture, because it doesn't happen in every interview, right? Like, people who are not selected, they can just leave. But he told us that okay, fine, please try again next time and work hard on yourself and all of those things. So yeah, this is my personal experience, like the overall experience of how my AirAsia for cabin crew interview was. It was my first interview, and I think I did pretty well. I'm still gonna try for the next ones. So also, the AC, it was so cold that for the next 2 days I had 103 fever. I was sick and I just couldn't get out of my bed. So that was my condition after my interview. So this is one such interview which I'm gonna remember it for a quite long time, I guess. So yeah, that is it for today's video, you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video and hearing my this little story. So this is the like first time I'm doing something like this, like sharing a part of my life. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching this video till the end. If you want to watch new kind of videos, then you can comment down below what kind of videos you want to watch. If you like this video, please give it a like button and please subscribe to my channel. It would mean a lot to me. So yes, thank you so much again, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.